How a ghostwriter started one of the biggest feuds in dancehall. Kingston, Jamaica. It's 1994. Dancehall is changing. Every sound system dance feels like a battlefield. Every week, a new DJ is trying to prove that he is the baddest thing. If you're not bringing lyrics, you're getting left behind. Now imagine, you're one of the biggest stars in dancehall. You've toured the world, you've had international hits, people know you as the Wild Apache. Then one day, a younger artist released a song. At first, you don't think much of it, until you hear a line that makes you stop dead in your tracks. And suddenly, you're wondering, who exactly is this man talking about? This is a story of how one lyric may have accidentally started a dancehall war between Bounty Killer and Supercat. The early 1990s was a different time. There was no Instagram, no TikTok, no YouTube comments. If artists had a problem with each other, they couldn't post a story or tweet about it. They settled it in the old-fashioned way, on rhythms, and nobody understood that better than Bounty Killer. At the time, Bounty wasn't yet at the legendary status he is today. He was still climbing, still hungry, still trying to establish himself as the most feared lyricist in dancehall. His voice sounded like gravel, his delivery sounded like a threat, and every song felt like he was trying to conquer the genre.
Mix! Killer be kill them still talk and tell. Maybe come back home and your blood to spill.
Meanwhile, standing on the mountaintop was Supercat. Enter the Wild Apache. If you were around dancehall in those days, you knew Supercat wasn't just another artist. He was a superstar, a trendsetter, a hitmaker. But what really made him stand out was his image. Supercat embraced Native American and Apache symbolism more than anyone else in dancehall. It wasn't just a nickname, it was his identity, the Wild Apache. His artwork, his branding, his style, everything pointed back to that image. So when people thought Indian in dancehall, they thought about Supercat. There wasn't really a second option, and that's exactly why the next part became a problem. The song. One day, Bounty Killer released a song called Riding West. Even the title sounds like a cowboy movie. Picture dusty roads, horses, cowboys, gunfight, the Wild West. The entire song was built around that theme in the lyrics. Shot the Indian, make him feather them fly. Let's be honest, if you're a Supercat and you hear that line, who else are you supposed to think he's talking about? Imagine being known throughout dancehall as the Wild Apache. Then a man releases a cowboy theme song talking about shooting an Indian. Supercat probably looked around the room and thought, name another Indian in dancehall that's hot right now. The answer was simple. There wasn't one, at least on his level. To him, the message seemed crystal clear. The cowboy was Bounty Killer, the Indian was Supercat, and the war was on. The response. The thing about dancehall is that artists rarely stay silent, especially in the 1990s. Back then, your reputation could rise or fall depending on how you handled a clash. So Supercat fired back. Songs started flying. These tracks followed. One of the most notable responses was Hear Them Say. Then came Scarp Them. a title that perfectly fit the Native American war theme that now surrounded the beef. The clash had become bigger than a single lyric. Fans picked sides, debate started, and dancehall got exactly what it does: competition. Bounty wasn't backing down either. He responded with ancient days killing. For months, the two artists exchanged shots, each trying to prove they were superior. The plot twist. Years later, however, Bounty revealed something surprising. According to him, the line wasn't necessarily aimed at Supercat. In fact, he explained that he didn't even write the song himself. The lyrics came from the writer. Bounty simply voiced it. Imagine that. One man writes a cowboy lyric, another man performs it, a third man hears it, and suddenly dancehall has a full-blown beef. But Bounty also admitted something important. He said if he were in Supercat's position, he probably would have thought the same thing. And honestly, most people would. The song was called Riding West. The lyric mentioned shooting an Indian. Supercat was the Wild Apache. It's not exactly difficult to connect those dots. The end of the war. Like most great dancehall rivalries, time eventually cooled things down. The tension faded, the music remained, and both men continued building legendary careers. Bounty Killer would go on to become one of the most influential figures in dancehall history. Supercat's legacy as one of the greatest DJs ever existed in early dancehall. Years later, Bounty publicly praised Supercat, calling him one of the dancehall pillars and giving him the respect he deserved, which makes the story even funnier. Because when you look back on it, one of dancehall's most memorable beefs may have been started because of a lyric that wasn't even meant to start the beef. A cowboy, an Indian, a song called Riding West, and the line that sent dancehall into chaos. Whether it was a diss or a misunderstanding is still up for debate. But one thing is certain: the next time somebody tells you that words don't have power, tell them about the lyric that made the Wild Apache think somebody was coming for his feathers. And the rest became dancehall history. Like, subscribe, more life, take care.